Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight we're going to tell the story of the little girl with the smushed up face. Now this little girl would go to bed every night, and her mommy would say, put on your jammies and brush your teeth and brush your hair. And so the little girl would put on her jammies and she would brush her teeth, but she wouldn't brush her hair. And she would get into bed, but she didn't lay down like a normal person. Instead, she would get onto her stomach and scrunch up her body so that she was on her knees, and she would smush her face down into the mattress. And that's how she would sleep. Looked like an ostrich, jamming its head to the sand. Just, girl, face into the mattress. And every time she woke up in the morning, her face would be all messed up. She'd have an eyeball over here, and an eyeball over here, and her nose would be all the way over there, and her mouth would... And so she had to fix her face every morning. She was just... and she would fix her face. You know how most ladies have to, put on makeup? Not this little girl. She had to fix her face every morning because she would smush her face up. Well, one day, she went to the bank with her mommy. And into the bank came robbers. And they had ski masks over their faces. And they had submachine guns in their hands. And they yelled, "Everybody get down!" So everybody got down on their faces, including the little girl with the smushed up face. Oh no. And so the little girl got on her face with everyone else, but she did it on her knees, and she put her face into the bank floor. And her face started to smush as she was on the floor. And the bank robbers didn't know. And so the one bank robber was like, "Give me all the money!" And he's waving his gun around. And the other bank robber is watching everybody. He's like, "Make sure you get the money!" And then the third bank robber was looking out the door. He's like, "You see any cops?" "Not yet." And the little girl kept rubbing her face against the floor. Because she knew what she was going to do. And so the robber who was watching over there saw what she was doing, that she wasn't down there with everyone else. He's like, "You, little girl, stop that." And so she stopped. He's like, "Look at me." And she picked up her face. And it was all smushed up. And the robber went, "Ha! Ah!" And he ran out of the bank. And the robber by the door said, "Billy, what was that?" And he looked, and he saw the girl with the little smushed up face. And he was like, "Ah!" And he ran out of the bank. So now there's only one robber in the bank, putting money in sacks, and he thinks his buddies are there with him. And he comes out with 2 sacks of money. He's like, "Hey, guys, where are you?" And he saw the little girl. And her head was down. She just walked towards him with the smushed up face. And he said, "Eek!" And he ran. Money flew everywhere because he threw the sacks at the little girl. And so the sacks of money hit the little girl with the smushed up face. And this guy made a beeline for... He didn't even go out the door. He jumped out the window of the bank. Out the window and just kept running. And a police car pulled up and he was like, "Arrest me! Don't let her get me." And so the little girl, very calmly, put her face back in order. And her mommy shook her head. "Can't believe this. can't take you anywhere. And the little girl with the smushed up face was a hero in her town. The end.
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.